So yeah, my name's Tobias Peggs. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of a company called Square Roots in New York. Thank you very much. That makes me feel a bit more relaxed. So we're an urban farm. We grow really delicious, nutritious food, and we sell that to local retailers. Now, we're able to grow that food all year round thanks to some pretty clever indoor controlled climate modular farming hydroponic technology. Our farm uses 0 pesticides and about 90% less water than an outdoor farm would use. Now, we also realized that consumers really want a connection with their food, so we've built our farm right in the middle of Brooklyn. What that means is that 8 million New Yorkers can just jump on the subway and come check out the farm, right? There's total transparency in what we're doing. They can come to the farm, look at the farm tech, taste the food, get to know the farmers. And the farmers are really the most important ingredient here. You know, I come from the world of ag tech. There's a lot of investment going in with ag tech companies to invest in robotics and automation to try and remove the farmer, right? Get the labor out of the system, get the cost down. We fundamentally believe that the farmer needs to be at the center of the system, right? It's the farmer that's willing that plant to come to life. Right? It's the love that goes into the food that makes the whole thing taste so great. So of course we can surround that farmer with technology. And so we've built what we call a farmer first technology platform, which surrounds that farmer then with the data and the insights and the tools to help them grow as much food as possible using the fewest resources. And we do that for another reason as well, because our farmers in the main tend to be really young people in their early 20s who come to us with pretty little experience. In fact, what we've done is set up something called the Next Gen Farmer Training Program. This brings in young people to work with us for a year. During that time period, they'll learn how to farm, right? We surround them with almost like iPhone-like farming technology, right? Very intuitive, very easy to use. It gets them up to speed very quickly. But we also want these people to graduate from Square Roots and become the next generation of leaders in the industry and carry the values that we're coaching on a daily basis with them as they set up their own companies. So when we think about food waste and food loss, we're not just thinking about that in terms of our own company, but we're thinking about that in terms of the ripple effect and how we can influence the next generation of leaders that we're training before they branch out on their own. So I'll talk specifically about waste and loss here for a bit. Now, with the controlled climate indoor farming, there are many advantages actually when it comes to loss and waste. The first of these is the controlled climate itself. That means we have an extremely predictable growing environment. We can basically grow food on demand for the customers, right? There's no need for us to hedge against nature or weather or any of these things. There's pretty much no need to overplant in the first place, right? Which is where a lot of waste happens on the farm, and there's obviously a panel about that this afternoon. Very interested to hear about that. The second big advantage for us is very close proximity to the customer. As I've said, our farm is in Brooklyn. We sell to retailers. Almost all of our retailers are within 3 miles of the farm. So there's very little transport or travel in our supply chain. We also go from harvest to shelf within 24 hours. So when the food hits the shelf, it's extremely fresh. There's basically 0 spoilage along the way. The third advantage is resilience. There's no mass E. coli breakouts here, right? We have an extremely modular system with a network of farms, and if we have some issue with one node on that network, we can quickly shut down that microfarm, and the rest of the network keeps going strong. Now, we have a lot of precision on the growing as well. For example, we're growing chives right now, and we're not just optimizing for yield, but we're actually optimizing to grow the chive to the exact length so that with a single harvest cut, it fits perfectly into the package. So now there's no trimming and no excess. But of course, we do have some waste and some overage. So with that, we have a relationship with People's Pops in New York. They'll take that excess and they'll turn that into beautifully handcrafted shaved ice and ice pops. And we also work with Rethink Food, which is an amazing organization in New York that, again, takes that excess and turns that into low-cost or even zero-cost meals for New York families in need. So there's a lot of good stuff there, but we are far from perfect, and we definitely have a lot to learn. And we need to learn it very quickly as well, because everything that I've just talked about happens on our first farm, our sort of headquarter farm here in Brooklyn. But we are just about to go national and start building this network of distributed farms all over the country. And so what that means then is that we'll have farms, farmers, local farmers growing for local communities and doing that absolutely everywhere and doing that all year round, which of course is really awesome. But then any waste that we do have will also be distributed, and maybe that's a little less awesome, right? This is the challenge that we're facing right now. So, I'm assuming, like everybody in here, I'm no fan of industrial scale farming, but I do at least understand the logical argument that says if you have a single point of waste at scale, that can be bundled with economics that provides some incentive to do something good with it, right? The obvious example being a dairy farmer packaging up methane and selling that for truck fuel or something. But, the thing that we're grappling with right now is how does an organization like Square Roots deal with that, where pretty soon we'll have a network of thousands of these modular farms all over the country, each one producing its own little set of micro-waste. Can we find enough people's pops, enough Rethink Foods around the country to deal with that, or do we need to think about something else? And when I say we, what I really mean is we, but also this next generation of farmers, this next generation of leaders that we're coaching and then unleashing to the industry, right? Because we want them to be thinking about this as well. So although I joked about being on stage immediately after Dan Barber, it did give me the opportunity to be here right at the beginning of the day, which is awesome, because I'm in complete listening mode. We really want to learn, get new ideas from everybody today. And if you have any ideas and you're following on stream, if you want to ping us at Square Roots Grow on social, we'd love to have those ideas, and then we would like to share them with all the new generation of farmers that we're training as we build the business. Thank you very much.